Hi folks, today out in the woods I'm just looking at 6 different tarp setups and just how to put them up and just how good they are depending on different types of weather conditions. I'm going to try and put 6 up. Now, like an idiot, I actually forgot to bring out my trekking poles. So trekking poles would have been useful for 2 of the tarp configurations, so I'm going to try and put them up differently without a trekking pole. But anyway, beyond that, basically, look, the weather's amazing today. It's early March. The weather's beginning to change and it's just magnificent. So it's this time of year where I like to get my tarps out again and just begin to be a bit more open, accessible with nature, not just hunkered down under a tent. So I love this time of year. So it is going to be about tarps and different configurations, but also just about mental health and just, you know, why all you need really is a tarp to get outside. It doesn't have to be out overnight. It could even just be just for a day, just for a couple of hours, just to come and sit in nature, put a tarp up and just sit and relax. So anyway, that's the plan. Let's see how it goes. If you love the outdoors, just having a brew, just like chilling out, then, you know, just consider subscribing. I can't even say that word properly, can I? Consider subscribing even. So there's loads of content on the channel. Oh, by the way, this is, as just remembered, this is my 100th video on the YouTube channel. So there you go. Happy 100th video to me, and obviously to you guys. Anyway, to the tarps. So all I'm going to do, just putting a ridge line between this tree and that tree down there. The tarp today is just my DD 3x3, which I've not used in what feels like forever. I've been using 4x4 an awful lot this year, mainly as a bushcraft shelter when being outside teaching. And there you have it, the trusty A-frame. Simple, quick to put up, loads of space. I mean, there's loads of space inside that. You get a couple of people sleeping inside there pretty easily. This is probably one of the easiest methods of putting up tarp, just for a quick shelter. Really, really simplistic. And good runoff and quite good protection from the rain. So it is a setup I actually like. Hey, nice and easy. On to the next one. So what I'm going to try and see is if I can make a forester's tent. So normally I do this with a trekking poles, but I said, like an idiot, I actually forgot them. So I'm just gonna reduce this in size a little bit. So all I've done is I've taken off the 2 end points, let them drop down. I'm going to peg it out at the sides to create like an A-frame. Now, I'm not using the end toggle, I'm actually using the next one in, and I'll do that on all 4 corners. So that is the beginnings of our forester's hut. And a couple of D-clips. I'm going to get one, these 2 here, pull them in tight and declip them together. Okay, so this then is the forester's shelter, or forester's tent. It's quite similar to a tent in that you have 3 enclosed sides, and there is quite a lot of space in there. The only thing you don't have with this is a ground sheet. But apart from that, I mean, this is a great little shelter and quick to put up. Normally you'd use trekking poles here to make this higher, so you'd actually increase the height of this. So you'd actually get loads of space in this. But just because I've had to use the guy line makes it a little bit squatter, but actually makes it a bit more stealthy, less obvious to see. So that is a decent little configuration. I like that, that's a good one. So the last two shelters were good kind of enclosed shelters. And I kind of like both. I've actually never used this setup before. So this is a new setup for me. I've seen it on YouTube and I just think it's a nice little shelter. I wanted to see for myself what it would be like. So really like this. I think this could work for me going forward. I think, just from experience, I know that this would suffer from condensation inside unless you had a bit better ventilation, maybe left the sides open a little bit more. But that's not a bad little setup. So I'm going to show you next is the stealth shelter, which is my favourite and the one I've used the most over the past couple of years. So still going to leave the ridgeline where it's at. All I'm going to do is going to attach, so it's not the end one on each side, it's the first one in. And this is the first shelter that I'm going to put up then that actually has an incorporated ground sheet in it. Again, I'm just using the prusik knots just to tighten or attach in the tarp to the ridgeline. Again, I'm not going to show you prusik knots because there's loads of videos out there that show you how to do that. All I'm going to do at the back end now is going to grab the loops in the middle and just going to peg them on the floor. And then I can pull the ground sheet out. And there we have an amazing stealth shelter. So if you're looking for something that is a little bit harder to see or to disappear into the woodland a little bit easier, I think this is an amazing little setup. And loads of space inside also. So I'm 5'8". There's ample space for me in here. And you can make this higher. I mean, this is just showing you very quickly what you can do with it. But this is a great little setup. Quick and easy. And the other benefit of this setup is if you have a fire in front of you around here, you're going to get the heat of that fire going back into the back of the shelter. So that's going to be really, really warm. The only disadvantage really that I think of with this is you haven't got a lot of headroom, so you can't sit up in it. But that's not really the goal. I mean, it's just an emergency shelter to keep you nice and warm and dry. So you're going to get a fire in front, you're going to get loads of heat going in there. You've got 3 sides of protection. The only thing that's a disadvantage with it is if the wind direction changes. So when you have these more open-sided tarps, that is a problem. But that's the same with the A-frame. The A-frame is great if you've got protection from 2 sides, but if the wind changes to the front or to the rear, then you've got that draft blowing through. Again, the A-frame is great because you've got great ventilation. I have slept in this setup in the rain in the past, and it's been great. I've actually used a smaller tarp just to come down and give me a bit of front cover, but then I have found that it has suffered from condensation. So you do need to keep that front side open just to give you good ventilation. So the next one I'm going to put up is the lean-to, which is probably the quickest. Yeah, the lean-to is the quickest and easiest of all the configurations to put up. Doesn't require much thought really. Just going to put the ridge line a little bit higher. Use the end toggles, oh yeah, in the middle, yep. So using the toggles at the end of one side, just attach them. And then just using 3 tent pegs, but you could just use wooden dowels. Just fix these into the back here. So this is the A-frame shelter. I mean, there is loads of space in this configuration. It's really quick, really quick and easy to put up. It's the only configuration that I've put up so far where you could actually have a seat and actually sit in here. So it's a good size little configuration. Benefit of this again, you have a fire in front of you, you're going to get all that heat radiating back in, so it's going to be a snug little environment. Disadvantages is obviously 3-sided, so you've got no privacy. It's higher again, so it's a bit more obvious that you're in here. And if the wind or the weather changes, you're going to get wet, you're going to get cold, because the rain is going to come in through either of the sides here. But I mean, apart from that, it's a great configuration. If you're just looking to be out here in nature, just spend a bit of time. You know, a 20-30 pound tarp, doesn't have to be a DD tarp, it could be any old tarp, and you can just put this up, sit, have a cup of tea, have a cup of coffee, get out with a bit of the weather and just be at peace, just connect with the environment. It's so powerful. I mean, the benefits we know, proven scientifically, is being in the woodland. We get benefit from the trees. We get benefit from just being outside in nature. It calms us, it relaxes us. And I don't know the actual studies, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I mean, I've read so much from different studies that tell us that being out here in nature is actually good for us mentally and physically, that we are able to connect with a part of ourselves that's kind of hidden, especially in our modern world where technology and stuff gets in the way. So just, you know, a small tarp, a chair, being out here is so powerful. There's nothing to stop you doing it. So I just think, just get out, just do it. It's just a brilliant way to spend some time. As I was saying, loads and loads of space in here. It's a great little configuration. So my next one is going to be the Plough Point. So with the Plough Point, you're just getting one end. I'm just going to use a prusik, not here, because it's going to be easier for me doing it this way. So, I mean, that's just so quick and easy to put up. A great shelter in terms of protection from the wind and the rain, because you do have 3 sides completely protecting you. So it's great in that sense. What I could do here also is get a bit of rope and attach it to that or whatever these things are called, toggles, straps, attach it to a strap and actually attach it to here, and that would actually give me a little bit more support. So let's see if I've got a piece of, so if I attach this to this press hook here, that will make it a bit more space in there. I mean, and the thing with that is there is just so much space inside. Again, it's a configuration that you can easily sit up in. I appreciate you guys can't see from that side. So, I mean, I've got quite a bit of headspace in here. It's pretty cool. Loads of room for kit, loads of room for kit. So I've camped in this configuration, or slept in here, in this setup a couple of times, and it's been really pleased with that. So that's 5 configurations. The other one I was going to do, which was the tarp tent, I'm not going to be able to, not without a trekking pole. And I could use sticks, but I haven't got anything to go on top of the sticks. That will let me set up a tarp tent. So I'm just going to show you another option you have with this is you can open this up completely. So if you have a string here attached down to a ridge line on the floor, you open this up into an open shelter where you can sit and you can be a bit more, see a bit more what's going on in the world. And if you wanted to, then you can just close it back down, and you just get completely sheltered away from the world. So out of the 5 setups I've shown you, which one do you like best? Leave a message in the comments. It'd be interesting to see which ones you like the most. For me, my favorite always is that stealth shelter configuration. I'm happy enough not being able to sit up in it. Just the fact that it gives me a floor sheet and then 3 sides of protection, and you feel, this is something for me, you feel protected, and I like that cozy feeling. And I also like the fact then that you can just look out from where you're sleeping and you can just see the world in front of you. Again, if you have a fire, you can feel the heat coming into you. So, you know, we've done that a couple of times. We've had a fire. It's been so powerful. It's been so great. So that's my favorite, is the stealth shelter. I am going to try the Forester's tarp. I think that's really interesting. Again, that's the only setup here that you could use. We don't need trees. So that is the limitation with tarp camping, is you've got to be in a woodland. But then if you use the Forester's hut, or the Forester's shelter, or the tarp tent, which I can't show you. I think I've got another video up on the tarp tent. I'll have a look. If I have, I'll leave a link somewhere up there or wherever it's at, where that setup is actually shown. But that's really good. Again, the only problem is that you don't have a floor sheet in it. So yeah, what's your favorite shelter? I'd actually love to hear what your favorite shelter is. And also, my heartfelt wish, I suppose, is for you guys to get out and actually enjoy nature. I mean, the weather here, it said it's early March, and it is just spectacular, man. It is just, it's the best thing. Yeah, it's just powerful, man. So yeah, you know what? Get out, get yourself a tarp, let me know how you get on, and chat later.